So today's topic is CTP. The full form of CTP is cut through proxy. So this is a feature of only ASA, not the router. So you cannot see this feature on the router or switches. This is the feature that is only provided in the firewall of Cisco. That is called Cisco ASA. The main feature of this is to suppose this is our internal network. This is a user and this is our ISP and this is our server. We have this firewall that is connected. They have the logical connectivity ASA, server, ISP, and this is PC. So the main feature of CTP is to when the user initiate a request of telnet, SSH, HTTP, HTTPS, FTP. Okay. When he initiate the request of either telnet, SSH, HTTP, HTTPS or FTP, so it will reach to ASA. ASA will stop the request, ask for the username and password to the PC. The PC will provide the username and password. Now the server sends this request to a AAA server that contains all the username and password. Now ASA redirect. This is the first. In second step, he asks for the username and password. In third step, he will send all the username and password to the AAA server. In the fourth step, AAA server will say whether the username and password is right or wrong. If they are right, he will allow the request. If it is wrong, he will deny. So this is a figure. Okay, this is a PC. This is a PC. He initiate a request. Okay, he initiate a request. Now, in the second step, he asked for the username and password. In the third step, he sent it to Cisco Secure ACS. Now, in the fourth step, Cisco Secure ACS give the result whether the username is correct or not. If it is wrong, he will delete the request, and if it is right, he will give the access. Step 1. User initiate a request. User initiate a request. Step 2. Firewall ask for username and password. Step 3. When the user provide the username and passwords, the firewall send the username and password to AAA server. Now there are two options of step 4. Step 4A. If the request is correct, if username and password is correct, password correct, it will allow the access. Step 4 maybe second part, or if username and password wrong, drop the. This is CTP. Okay. Now let's discuss about the configuration, how we are going to configure. We will take an example like this. This is our topology, that we have a PC. Now in the PC it is attached to a AAA server, and we have this ISP. We will think like this is our ISP, and we will create a AAA server here. Now PC, ASA, AAA and ISP. The IP address is 192.168.101.1, 101.2, not 2, dot 2, 101.1. The IP address is here 192.168.1.2, 1.1, and we will give here 101.1.1, 1.2. Now the configuration. Okay. Now in the configuration we will say, first I will define the AAA server. So AAA server, any name, I will give my server, SEVER, my server. This is the name, and I will tell him that the protocol that I am using is tacacs. The protocol that I am using is tacacs, terminal access controller, access control server. In the next step, I will tell him the location. Now the firewall knows that the protocol is tacacs, but he knows, he want to know where is my AAA server. So I will say any name. The name should be same. The host 192.168.1, and the IP address is 1.2. Now we need to share a key. The key we will take is Cisco. Okay. Exit. This is the configuration of AAA. Now I need to define on the firewall for which type of connection request you need to ask the username and password. Okay. So I will say AAA authentication. Authentication, authorization, accounting. The first feature I am using, authentication. AAA authentication include. Now I can include HTTP, HTTPS, telnet, SSH, FTP. Let's suppose I am saying I want to include telnet. When you want to include telnet, when someone from inside. Telnet, when someone from inside. What is the IP of the inside network? I will give 0. 0 means any IP, and the next 0 means any mask. Any IP, any mask. When you want to authenticate, what is the destination? I will give again 0. Destination IP. Anywhere. When he wants to go anywhere. Destination IP, another 0. Destination mask, and authenticate him with the AAA server. The name of the AAA server is myserver. That's it. This is our configuration. And you can define more things, like you can write the whole line, and here you can change it from telnet to SSH, HTTP, or HTTPS, or FTP. Okay.
If you want to define a lot of protocols,
you can define it. Like lot of protocols here.
One line or
No. You need to type again and again. So if you want to define more protocols, you cannot define in the same line. You need to type again. The next task: how many concurrent sessions this ASA can maintain? How many user perpendicularly concurrent can initiate the request, and he can send it to AAA? The number of concurrent sessions. The number of concurrent session he can maintain is 16 by default. 16 means 16 user can initiate the request at a single time and he will maintain them, but you can change it, and the minimum is 1 and the maximum is 128. Wow. And you can change it by using AAA auth proxy, not proxy, proxy limit, and you will see 1 from 128. You can define any command here. Okay, suppose if a user initiate a request, you want to prompt something that this is, please provide your username and password for your authentication. You can provide it by using AAA auth prompt. Okay, we will discuss it later. First, we will do this practical. Okay, these are some additional features. First, we will define the server, that which protocol I am using. The second step is to define the IP of the server. Then define the protocols that you want to authenticate. So we will use the same topology. This is my firewall. Suppose I will take one router as my ISP. I can HTTP, I can HTTPS also write on a router. I can perform telnet and SSH. I will take two PC, PC1, PC. I will configure okay, switch. You cannot directly connect the firewall with the VN virtual box. So you need to have a switch. So let me change the icon. Now it will look like a server, right? And this is our okay. This is our topology. When C1 initiate a request, firewall will authenticate him, then he will give the access. I will define the IP addresses 1.1 to 1.2. Config tree Ethernet is 0 by 0. Name this, I will take him DMZ and I will assign the security level 50. 1.1.255.255.0 E0 by 2 motion name. If this is our outside, I will assign the IP 101. Forgot everything. 255 exit. Show int IP brief. The IP addresses are assigned. Now I will configure my AAA server. I will say AAA server. I can give any name. My server. The protocol I am using is tacacs plus. Okay. Now I will say AAA server. My server. I can define it is located in DMZ, and the IP address of the AAA server is 1.2, and the key that it will use is Cisco. I will say AAA authenticate include for telnet. See, these are the protocol I can authenticate: FTP, STTP, HTTPS, ICMP, SSH, TCP, TCP port, telnet, and UDP. It depends upon the version and the code. If you are running the older code, you will see less. If you are running the latest code, you will see more and more protocols. So these protocol may be varied according to the version. Maybe some of them are not in your PC. Maybe some of them are in. So I will say if someone telnet, and then when it is coming from inside, which IP, any IP, which mask, any mask, where he wants to go, anywhere, any mask, and authenticate him with the server. Okay. Now I will open my AAA server. We will wait. Now we will configure the AAA server. This is my ACS admin. I will open it. First, I will define who can come to you. I will define the clients. My client is my firewall. First, let me ping whether my virtual VMware is reachable to my firewall or not. Yes, I can ping my firewall. So I will define host name. Host name can be changed, no issues. The IP, the firewall IP is 1.1, and the key that we are sharing is Cisco. Now we need to scroll down, down, down. The protocol that here is authentication using tacacs plus. That is good. Then we need to say submit and apply. We have, this is our client. Client means the device that will initiate the request to verify the username and password. In this scenario, my firewall will initiate the request for authentication. The client will also initiating the request, but firewall is initiate again to verify the username and password, and he will authenticate using tacacs. Now I will define the username, list all username. I don't have any no user. So I will say let's create a username Cisco. Cisco add the password is Cisco. Confirm password is Cisco. Submit. List all user. Now it will show us the Cisco. This is for the users. I am defining the users. That if a username Cisco will come to you, and it has a request of telnet authenticating. It's like this. Wait. What I am saying, this is a PC, okay. This is ASA. This is AAA server, okay. and this is something ISP. I will store here username and password. Maybe username ABC, password XYZ, Cisco. So when a user initiate a request, anyone with the IP address, that will reach to the AAA server, not AAA. First, he will initiate the request. Now ASA will ask for the username and password. Now, when he enters the password, username and password, it will send it to AAA server. Now, AAA server has a database, right? It should have a database. So, I am creating that database. If a user is entering a username Cisco and password Cisco, it will reach to the AAA server. Now, AAA server will check its database. The database has a username Cisco and password Cisco. It will allow the access. If it's not matched with this username Cisco, password Cisco, it will drop the connection. Now we can verify by the command. First, let me ping my AAA server from here. I can say test AAA authentication. Okay, test AAA authentication. Yes, the name of the AAA, my server. I want to check whether the username Cisco and password Cisco is currently working or not. I want to check whether username Cisco, password Cisco is correctly working. So I will say username Cisco, password is Cisco. He will say tell me the IP address of the server. I will say 192.168.1.2. Attempting authentication. Okay, authentication successful. If a username is Cisco and password is Cisco will come. He can authenticate it. So let me turn on my user. So this is our topology, right? Now we will initiate a request from this PC. We can define one more thing. AAA auth prompt. Auth prompt. When someone is initiating something, prompt him hello, welcome to network bulls. Please enter your username and password. Prompt this thing, okay? If the username and the password is correct, accept, enjoy. Enjoy the access. And if it is reject, auth prompt reject. Sorry, but good try. Okay. So I will turn on my PC. But first let me ping 192.168.1.1 dot. Okay, let me resolve this issue. There is no connectivity between AAA, not the connectivity between PC and DNS. So properties. Okay, the IP is different. Okay, I will say 101.2, and here I will say 101. Dot. Okay, I can ping. Okay, let me enable the telnet process on the router and assign the IP address 101.1.2. A password and IP route 0.0.0. Yes. Now let's see whether it is working or not. So telnet 101.1.1.2. So it is prompting me, hello, welcome to Network Bulls. Please enter your username and password. I will enter Cisco. Enjoy the access. Okay, now he's asking for the router username and password. The router username is Ajay. The password is Ajay. I get the access. Let me verify whether the username is Ajay or not. See, I configured here. The username is Ajay. The password is Ajay.
So why you not
One is the authentication for the router because router is also authenticating. Before it, I want to authenticate my user whether he has the rights to access the telnet or not. This is show you auth. One is authentication user. The user is Cisco. The IP address of the user. See the absolute time. The absolute time is like if the time is 5 minutes. After this, the connection will be closed. And let me tell you why I am authenticating twice. See, first I initiate a request. This is my R2. First I initiate a request, then TTP is running. So he is asking for the username and password. Okay. After the password, he will forward the request from the firewall to the router. Now router has its own username and password for the telnet process. Then he is asking for that. That's why the user has to authentication twice. The idle timeout, the idle and the absolute timeout for this is 5 minutes. We can change it, I think, timeout. No. Yes, we can change it this thing, triple A server, my server, and I can tell here the DMZ host 192.168.1.2 timeout. If my AAA server is not respond within 15 seconds, consider him as a dead, or I can define this number of seconds, not in milliseconds, these are in seconds. So after within 15 seconds, if I get the reply, that's good. If it's not, drop the connection. Don't wait more than 15 seconds. I can make it like 10 seconds, 12 seconds. So the by default timeout is 12. So this is CTP.